So if you're entering graduate school for marine science, I'm gonna focus on some tips that I wish I knew earlier when I was going into my master's degree, answering Adriana's comment. So I did a 2-year master's degree. It was a master's of science in marine science, and it was an applied track, which meant that it was not a thesis track. A thesis track is far more common when you think of like a traditional master's degree, but applied tracks are becoming more and more of a appealing option to people, especially if you wanted to go to policy, management, communications, other disciplines that aren't traditional academia. I dealt with some obstacles. Trump went into his first term when I was a graduate student, and I had my graduate project was going to be with NOAA, focused on humpback whale recovery efforts. And there were 2 things that happened. One, my supervisor went through a very traumatic personal thing that caused him to take a leave of absence, my supervisor within NOAA. And then Trump budget cuts on defunding for NOAA deprioritized what we were doing. So around 6 to 7 months into my graduate program, I had to switch projects completely. And I wasn't too worried about this because I was doing an applied project, but if you're doing thesis, primary research, that can really derail your entire situation. So my first tip is just be prepared to be flexible and be adaptable because you don't know what's gonna happen. I was literally devastated when that happened, but it was also a lifelong lesson that like this literally occurs. Political changes impact the entire field. The second is I kind of wish that I didn't care so much about my GPA. I actually graduated as valedictorian of my graduate program, and no one has ever asked my GPA. No one has ever asked what my grades were. I really busted my ass getting that title, and it doesn't matter. Just pass. I would have gone back and been more well-rounded in the like experience that I prioritized in grad school. So like joining more community groups, learning different opportunities to apply the research I was doing, and networking. My third is do not go to graduate school if it's not paid for. That's it. That's the tip.